Hey guys, what's up? It's Greg Trezavasti with the Deepest Dream YouTube channel. Here is my review of Creed 3, the latest film directed by and headlined by Michael B. Jordan. Really, it's going to be a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to actually talk about the details, the plot details. Some of them might be spoilerish, so this is a non-spoiler review of Creed 3. First of all, right off the gate on my CinemAddicts podcast, which I host with Anderson Cowan, Bruce Perkin, Eric Combs, I gave Creed 3 this was as of a couple of days ago. I gave it 4.5 stars. And at the time, I gave it 4.5 stars because, I don't know, I was thinking maybe 5 stars is just too much to give Creed 3. And that was just me not being logical because in sum, Creed 3 for me is a perfect movie. It surprised me on so many different levels. And it's pretty much a knockout of a film. There's a couple of surprises that going in, I was skeptical about, but ultimately proved me wrong, and I absolutely can't wait to watch this movie again. Now, first thing, directed by Michael B. Jordan. I was initially apprehensive. I was thinking maybe shouldn't a more experienced filmmaker hand over the reins to, someone like a Ryan Coogler. All these great filmmakers could have done Creed 3, and I was thinking Michael B. Jordan, since he's the star of the movie, even though he has years of experience with a lot of great filmmakers, maybe he might be biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Absolutely not. Proven wrong. He's fantastic. If Creed 3, ultimately, it's not a cliche. It's not a homage. While actually giving reverence to the Rocky films, as well, more importantly, the Creed movies, it actually carves its own path. Thanks to Michael B. Jordan as the director and the star of the film. Number two, I was also worried about the lack of Sylvester Stallone in this film. No, didn't miss him. And like millions of you out there, I'm a huge Stallone fan and as a huge Rocky fan and a fan of the first two Creed films. But this movie, actually, it would have been great to see Rocky Balboa somewhere in the mix in Hollywood, LA. But look, Creed 3 stands alone as its own story. It's a pretty simple story, and simple meaning good. Sometimes simple is the best, and it centers on, look, Adonis Creed is now retired, several years retired. He's living a nice, luxurious life with his daughter Amara, and his wife, played by Tessa Thompson. And everything's fine and dandy. He's retired. He doesn't have to get hurt anymore. He's a top-flight boxing promoter. He's promoting fighters. He still is passionate about the game, but he doesn't want to get hurt anymore on the ring. He's getting older. Problem is, a friend from the past, Damian Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors, shows up at his local gym, his workout gym outside. He's actually leaning against a car, and he approaches Adonis. Adonis initially does not recognize Damian. Ultimately, though, he recognizes Damian. They have a little bit of a breakfast powwow or lunch powwow over at a local joint, and they start building back the bonds of their friendship or relationship from years past. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to really specifically mention what this past connects to. Just know that they were really close when they were kids, and now, due to different circumstances, a tragic twist of fate, they're not friends anymore. They're trying to relive the past and try to reconnect. And what happens is Adonis tries his best to integrate his friend Damian back into his life. And as I'm sure some of you have seen the trailer, ultimately what happens is towards the third act, this is not a big spoiler, this is, what's going to happen. Damian and Adonis have that big showdown. Number one, Michael B. Jordan is real. I was so surprised at how excellent this film is. And this is a movie that, in my opinion, I'm going to continue to watch over and over again. For the training montage scene is great. Okay, the actual boxing match, we've seen so many boxing matches over our lives via cinema, and I believe in my opinion, there is a really cool element that they bring to the boxing situation with Adonis and Damian, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it actually is not cliched, and it's actually a standout. What else did I really love about this? Oh, the movie's titled Creed 3, but the star of the film, in my opinion, is Jonathan Majors. He's been talked about in various films that he's been out the last several months, and his star is rocketing. And in this movie, he pretty much steals the show, willingly so, it seems. Credit Michael B. Jordan for actually, even though this is Adonis Creed's story, in actually getting out of the shadow of Rocky, getting out of the shadow of his father. A lot of that stuff has been said and done now because Adonis is now retired. So his journey is more of trying to reclaim a part of his past and maybe accept certain levels of accountability and just maturity, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of that character's journey is centered via Damian Anderson's understandable hurt and pain over certain situations. And he might be feeling a thing or two regarding Adonis. So the chemistry between Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan is through the roof. The boxing match is excellent, and they have their scenes together are really electric, and I hope they do more films together, maybe even outside the Creed universe. Also, I hope one thing that comes out of Creed 3 is, number one, the franchise is alive and well, and I'm glad that they're going to do another installment. I feel that there's a couple of little plot elements, where I see it wouldn't surprise me if a couple more Creeds are in the offing, just because of the way some of the characters are shaped within this narrative. And I'm not going to get too far into that, but I find that very interesting as well. Number two, I hope Michael B. Jordan, even though he is one of our top A-list actors in cinema now, I hope he actually spends some more time behind the camera, because he has proven that he can do it with confidence and with grade A execution. Number three, again, like I referred before, Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan together, they're quite the duo. So overall, to be honest, I have not rewatched Creed or Creed 2 after initially seeing them. And after watching Creed 3, I really want to go back to Creed and start the trilogy and just going back to back to back. So it's up. There's so many great things to say about Creed 3. And hopefully that will give you a little bit of insight. My initial review was 4.5 stars, but yeah, I changed my mind. Creed 3, 5 stars for me. Also tell me what you think of Creed 3 in the comments, and also check out my podcast that I do with my buddies, Find Your Film Podcast, which houses a lot of the movie interviews that me and Eric Holmes do on a given week, as well as CinemAddicts, a weekly movie review show that I do with Bruce Perky, Eric Holmes, and Anderson Cowan. Thank you guys. Again, most importantly, would love to hear if you think Creed 3 is a 5 out of 5, 5-star banger, if it is a perfect movie, or if it has flaws. Would love to hear what you think. All right, guys, take care. Thanks again for your support. Bye-bye.